Hey everyone and welcome back. Now in today's video we will be discussing about the new AWS S3 storage classes. Now AWS has recently updated its offering on storage classes for S3. So as of now there are multiple storage classes which are available. Now if I go to the S3 console, so this is a test S3 bucket that I have. Let me click on upload and I'll add a file. So let's click on next. I'll do a next again. And now under storage classes, you will see that there are multiple storage classes which are currently available. And it is important for us to keep updated and have a clear understanding about each of the storage classes. So let's get started. Now in terms of the new storage classes which S3 has released, so earlier S3 had the standard one, the standard infrequent access, the glacier and the RRS, which is reduced redundancy. Now S3 has launched three more, which is the intelligent tiering. You have one zone IA and glacier deep archive. So let's go ahead and understand them. In today's video, we'll be focusing on the intelligent tiering, post which we'll discuss about the other ones as well. Now the S3 intelligent tiering is primarily designed to optimize cost by automatically moving the data to the most cost effective S3 tier. Now when you talk about the price difference, because here we were discussing that there were multiple S3 storage classes. So in terms of the older storage classes which S3 used to offer, one among them was the standard one and second was the standard infrequent access. Now when you talk about the price difference between both of them, so let's say that you are storing 1 TB of data in standard S3, then the cost would be $22.88. Now the same 1 TB of data, if you are storing in standard infrequent access, the cost is $12.50. So the pricing has been reduced to more than half. So you see there is a huge price difference between a general purpose standard S3 and infrequent access. Now for the enterprises which has been storing petabytes of data, so they have hundreds of terabytes of data being stored in S3. So such amount of price difference can save huge amount of cost for those enterprises. Now the problem is that let's say you have a backup script which takes backup of your data and it stores to standard S3. Now you also need to segregate the data. Let's say that you know that 50% of the data is not going to be accessed quite frequently. So you can send that 50% of the data to infrequent access, but that is a manual part and it requires a lot of efforts there. So it will be great if there is a solution which can automatically move the infrequent data to the infrequent access tier. And that is what the S3 intelligent tiering is all about. Now, the S3 intelligent tiering works by storing data in one of the two access tiers. One is the frequent access tier, which is costly, and second is infrequent access tier, which is much more cheaper. So let's say that you have a frequent access tier here and you have an infrequent access tier. The frequent access tier is costly, infrequent access tier is much more cheaper. Now what you want is, by default the data would be stored in the general purpose, which is you can call it as frequent access tier. So all the data would be stored here. So now you want a solution which can observe that data over a period of time and it can have a decision. Say it now knows that there is certain amount of data which is never accessed. So now it should automatically move that data to the infrequent access tier. So that intelligent system is what is being offered here. So let's take an example. So let's say that you have the data in the frequent access tier. Someone has taken a backup of the system and the backup is stored in this frequent access tier. So now with the S3 intelligent tiering, what you have is you have something like a smart automation system. So this is something that I have named it. AWS might have a different naming convention, but this architecture diagram will help you understand this in a much more quicker way. So you have this smart intelligent system here. Now it connects to both frequent access tier and infrequent access tier, and it monitors all of the data both in frequent access tier and the infrequent access tier. So now over the period of time, it realized that there is certain amount of data in frequent access tier which is never accessed at all. So here you see it detected that there was one data which was never accessed, and it moved that block to the infrequent access tier. Again, it detected that there was certain blob of data which was never accessed, and it moved to the infrequent access tier. So now what is happening is organization is saving good amount of cost because there is this automation system which is monitoring all of the data here, and it is segregating it into the frequent and infrequent access tier. So I hope you got the overview on what the S3 intelligent tiering is all about. Now, just to revise, the Amazon S3 monitors the access patterns of the object in S3 intelligent tiering and moves the one that have not been accessed for 30 consecutive days to the infrequent access tier. So any data blob here which is not accessed at all for the 30 consecutive days, it will automatically move it to the infrequent access tier. Now, if an object in an infrequent access tier is accessed, then the object is automatically moved back to the frequent access tier. So this is quite simple to understand. Now, certain important pointers here. The first one is that this type of storage class is preferable for long-lived data, because here if you see, it monitors for 30 consecutive days, and if you have a data which is only stored for 6 or 7 days, then there is no need of S3 intelligent tiering. So this is why this type of storage class is preferred for long-lived data with access patterns which are unknown or unpredictable. So you never know whether the data will be accessed or it will not be accessed. So the access pattern is unpredictable. Now this S3 intelligent tiering, like other storage classes in S3, is configured at the object level. Now, to understand the pricing of S3 intelligent tiering, we already discussed that 1 TB of data in standard S3 is 22.88. 1 TB of data in infrequent access is 12.50, and 1 TB of data stored with standard intelligent tier is $23. So there is a very minimal amount of additional costing that is been occurring. So you have 22.88 and you have $23. Alright, so you have to compare the first one and the third one here. So coming back to our S3 console, if you look into the intelligent tiering over here, you see the minimum storage duration is 30 days. Now this is important because if you are storing for data which is less than 30 days, then there is no need of intelligent tiering over here. Alright. So now since we have uploaded one object, you can select that this object should be associated with the intelligent tiering. So now when you do a next, you see the storage class is intelligent tiering, and you can go ahead and you can upload the object. So now this specific object is monitored, and within the storage class also you can see it is intelligent tiering. So this is monitored, and after 30 days, if the intelligent tiering detects that this specific object is not really accessed since 30 days, it will move to the infrequent access tier, and that will in turn save you good amount of cost. So that's the high level overview about the intelligent tiering storage class in S3. I hope this video has been informative for you, and I look forward to see you in the next video.